Hello, this is wmpyr. For today's video, it's not going to be a normal eskrima instructional video. Actually, this one is more of along the lines of a lecture, but don't let that turn you off because I'm going to try to up your game. The reason why I'm doing this is because I've never seen this topic or this material online before, especially not discussed this directly, and I'm excited to be presenting this for you guys. I have tried in the past before, but never from this kind of angle. So hopefully this new way of presentation will help click for some of you people out there. So, all right, let's get started. What I want to talk about is basically a dilemma in the art of eskrima. Okay, so starting off, our foundation comes from the eskrima stick. So, we start immediately. The training begins with this guy right here, 1 or 2, it doesn't even matter. We do both, single stick and double stick. So one of the first things you're going to start off with is this motion right here, 1 and 2. I'm doing a downwards diagonal and a downwards diagonal. So that creates an X, and you put in the time and you smooth that out, and it turns into a figure 8 motion, which is this way. I'm still going downwards, but now this looks very, very different from this and this, which is, like I said, it starts off with an X, but it becomes more efficient to where, now it's like, now that's what it looks like, okay? Same thing with this way, going downwards from down to up. So, sorry, upwards. So you're going 1 and 2, and that is also an X, but once you get more efficient, this is what it turns into. It becomes a circular motion. It's a figure 8 motion, right? This is extremely important in the art of eskrima, because from here, once you get that, once you can understand that, and once you can do that, now we start chaining moves, and we got this kind of, lots of circular motions like this, okay? And it helps us flow, and it really changes our game skill in the skill department. All right, now there are some people out there that they don't practice with the sticks, okay, and they immediately start with the knife. Okay, so these are like tactical knife people, and they collect knives and they really, really like it, and at some point they decide, I really, really like knives, but I also want to be able to use it. So they start practicing, and they never look at the sticks, or they don't even think about eskrima or whatever, and they get the knife, and they have like water bottles and stuff, and they cut the water bottles, and that's their training. And some of these people, they don't just do it for fun, they take it seriously, and they go pretty far at that. They really develop it to where it turns into like a self-defense system that they're working on. All right, if you look at those people, their movements don't look anything like that. All right, it doesn't look like that. What they're doing is like, one of those, right? And when they cut something, you can see the power, you can see the damage being done to the target, right? So that's the dilemma right there. Two very different ways to ultimately use the knife. The eskrima people, are going to look at the people that are doing the tactical knife stuff and say, that looks slow, you're telegraphing like crazy, you go in and stab like this, or you slash like that, you are telegraphing, you're slow, it's not efficient. That's what they see. There's no skill there. Or if there is any skill, it's very, very low skill level. That's what the eskrima people are going to see. And then from the tactical knife people, they see the eskrima people doing, this kind of stuff, and they go, that's all flashy stuff, but it's not effective. Let me see you actually hit a target that way. Let me see what actually happens. So, you got a dilemma right there, and they're both opposing, all right? Fortunately, I've been in both circles, and I feel like I've learned a lot from both parties, all right? And let me tell you, if you do it my way, there is no dilemma, because it's in harmony, all right? I apply lessons from both parties, all right? And one of the things to help you guys understand that is you watch the art of boxing, okay? If you watch the art of boxing, the way the boxers train, they don't train, boom. They don't hit the bag like that. They don't do that, okay? They don't go, okay, so someone's holding focus mitts and they go, are you ready? All right. And he goes, boom. They don't practice that way. The way they practice, like, very, very efficient, very compact, very precise. They're practicing the skill. That is more along the lines of the way the eskrima guys are practicing. Very, very efficient. The body mechanics are so smooth. The speed is very natural speed, and it's fast and very efficient, all right? But if you look at an actual boxing match, watch the KO. The KO usually comes, maybe after the 5th round. I mean, it takes a while, but if you watch the KO moment, a lot of times, not every time, but not every single fight ends this way, but a lot of times you're going to see, watch the KO shot, pause it, and see the guy's body mechanics. It's not going to be like, bam, and then the guy just falls down, knocked out. That does happen, but a lot of times you're going to see, boom, one of these, you're going to see, like, it's not just a whack, and then the guy falls. It's going to be like a rah, and his arm's all the way over here. That's what you're going to see, okay? So what that means is boxers do both. They utilize both. So they have the power punching, but they also use the very meticulous, the skill moves like this, okay? So this is exactly what we need to do too. We need to do both. You obviously need to actually hit real targets and practice on them so you know what that's like. But we also practice those figure 8 circular type motions and make our movements very, very efficient. So we do both. So in combat, we're going to utilize both, right? So in combat, you're going to be using smaller, safer, efficient, quick movements and not wear yourself out, right? And then at the right time, you can come in with more explosive movements, much more power. So this is why in my videos, I've asked you guys to actually practice both, right? So we're constantly training in circular motions like this, right? But I also said to you guys, you can't really do it indoors. You're going to have to go outdoors and practice one of these power swings. You got to practice this stuff too. So when you combine them together, all right, to me, that's where the art really begins to shine. Another thing that I want to mention here is in the figure 8 motions, right? This kind of motion right here, boom, 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 boom. Okay, if you actually go to a target and try to, let's say this is a machete, and you go to a used up, broken couch or something, okay? And you put it up against the wall, and you go to town on it using eskrima techniques, not trying to see how much damage you can do to the couch, but using your eskrima techniques and actually testing out how much damage does it really do on the couch without me trying to, like, if I just really want to see the couch busted up, I'm going to do one of these, okay? But if I really want to practice my techniques, I'm going to start off with, as if I'm fighting and do this kind of stuff onto the couch. And when you do that, you're going to notice that not everything lands, all right? And this is not even a moving target. This is just a beat up couch, right? I've done it many, many times on couches, chairs, all kinds of stuff that's thrown into the dumpster and stuff. I drag it back to my place and practice. I practiced like this many times, and I could tell you from experience that not everything lands, and not everything lands hard, all right, when you do that. So what you have to understand is sometimes this kind of motion that you're doing, okay, is not necessarily just for this is a strike, not necessarily. This might be for momentum, so that's not even a strike right there, right here, okay? And then this right here may be a defensive move to try to get closer, to try to block their arm out. So I'm just going boom, boom. And right here at this point, none of those were strikes. They're just getting me in position, and then comes the strike, okay? So that's something to understand, that not everything that we're doing here, boom, 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 not everything here is a clean strike, nor is it intended to be. And the other thing is, especially when you go to a blade, when you're doing motions like this, okay, that obviously the same thing applies. So not all of those are clean, meant to be super razor sharp, bah, every one of those is is hitting an artery or vein. No, that's not true. Okay, they are setting up for bigger, stronger motions, okay, but at the same time, you could be using the point of the blade, all right? When you use the point of the blade, what you're doing now is scraping type motions. So now the attack is much, much weaker, but I am just getting myself into position. I'm getting myself into position, and if the point hits and I hook his clothing, you know, to try to kind of get his arm out of the way, and then I come in with a slash, I mean, that's already a benefit right there. So that's kind of the idea